And then what we'll do is we'll wait a minute just for the meerkats to get used to you. So if they want to come up and have a sniff without any food, then they can. As if they want to stop having a sunbathe. So we give them just a minute or two to settle in. And when we know they're comfortable with you, then we'll get the food out. Being very shy today. See, nice gentle strokes on the back. Okay, it looks like they're going to be all good for us. So, if you now stretch your legs all the way out for me, because that gives you a nice flat base. So if they do want to come sit on your lap, they can. And I'm going to get some food for you. So pop your hands out.
I know that sound.
They definitely will. Hello. You let me through. A bit of a variety of different vegetables in there, but there's only certain ones they're going to really want to begin with. And one of them is tomato. You're going to wait for more? Do you know where meerkats come from?
Africa.
Do you know what part of Africa? No, not sure. Did you have a guess? Do you know any countries in Africa?
Only some.
So, do you know South Africa? Yeah, so that's a country. There's also Namibia and Botswana. They're the three main countries you can find these guys in. And do you know what type of habitat they come from?
Desert and grassland.
Deserts and grasslands is 100% correct. So of course it gets really hot in deserts. So bearing in mind how hot it is, why do you think they want a fur coat?
I do not know.
Not sure?
Because it's really cold at night.
It is, yes. So at night time it's extremely cold, and that's why they need a nice warm coat. So it's not just for that, it's also to keep the sun off of their skin, to make sure they don't get sunburnt. And it's also to help keep them nice and clean. Get away. Do you know what predators these guys have?
Jackals and stuff like that.
So there's a much more common predators than that type of thing. So these guys spend most of their time, like this one here. Where's he looking at?
Up at the sky for hawks and stuff.
For birds of prey, exactly. So that's why they sit around looking into the skies, because they're looking out for them. So birds of prey are their biggest predator, but they also get predated on by things like snakes. But these guys are also very good at hunting snakes, and that is because they are what we call a mongoose. Okay, so that's what type of animal a meerkat is. It's a mongoose. Have you ever heard of a mongoose before?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what superpower a mongoose has that makes them super good at fighting snakes? So you're pretty much there. So they have a type of anti-venom within their blood. So they're not completely immune to it, but they can fight away venom pretty well. So something that would put any of us in the hospital, these guys, it's like a bee sting to them. So although they're good at fighting venomous snakes, there are some snakes they're not as good at fighting, and they're what we call constrictors. So they're the ones that aren't venomous and that rely on just being very strong and squeezing their prey. So we've got 8 meerkats in our group here, a mixture of boys and girls. Now, do you know how we would tell the boys and the girls apart? Got any idea? Because we can't name them. So if I was to tell you this one over here was Dave, and we left for 5 minutes and came back, could you tell me who Dave was again? It's easy now, but no, it would be very, very hard to get the right one. So what they all have instead is microchips. So they'll all have microchips in them, which means we can scan them and find out exactly what number that one is. Hello? Careful. Have you got any pets at home?
We got a dog.
What type of dog have you got?
French bulldog.
Very nice. What's your French bulldog called?
Lily.
Lily? That's a nice name. So, of course, they've got lots of vegetables in their diet at the moment. Do you know what other things meerkats like to eat?
Scorpions.
Yeah, so their favourite food in the wild is scorpions, 100%. But they also like eating lots of different types of meat too. So, like I said, they do eat some snakes, and they will eat some other things that they can get hold of that are meaty, whether they be carcasses or types of bird. But they also eat lots and lots of insects. So things like worms and beetles, that type of thing. Yeah. Go have some more vegetables, you can have it in a minute. You can have the rest in a minute. What did they feel like when you managed to have a stroke?
Really soft.
They're really soft, were they? One minute. very big enough for you, so it's going to fit all down here. And it should hopefully keep them distracted over there for a second. 1 minute. Okay, so we'll go on to the next bit now. So with the last little bit of food, if you pop that on the ground, okay, and you're going to very carefully stand up for me.
Watch where you're
So
treading.
making sure you don't stand on one, obviously. And then if you stand on the concrete just behind you, so it's a nice flat surface, there we go. I've got some mice for them, okay? So we're going to feed them using the tongs. So all I'm going to do is lift the mouse up, you're going to pop it on and you're going to lower it down for them. And with any luck, they will all have one each to take off, as long as no one steals one more than they should. Try a little bit lower. There we go. Meerkat number 8. Make sure you don't miss out. You've got a mouse over there. So cute. You're not a fan of mouse? Would you rather a chick? So, what we're going to do now is pass them back. The final thing we've got to feed them is some eggs. Now these are raw eggs, so we're going to be quite careful with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very gently just give them a crack, so they're a little bit easier for them to get into. I'm going to pass them over to you, and then you're going to hide them in this bit of the enclosure for me. So see where you can think you can hide them, where they can still get to them. Here you go. That one went a bit far. Scoot that one off. I'll get that. There we go. There we go. Last one. Okie dokie. Well, that is all we've got time for.